Welcome to the webinar, everybody. A few people are coming in here. We're going to get started on time, though. I want to make sure that I respect everyone's time with this training. My name is Harrison Painter. If you are not familiar with me, I run a company called LaunchReady.ai. We focus on AI trainings for small businesses, mid-sized businesses, and I'm a marketing strategist. Been in marketing over 20 years. The last couple of years, I worked with a nonprofit. We've done a lot of cool things when it comes to AI literacy and AI trainings, and I'm going to share some of that knowledge here with you today. Now, a little over a month ago now, I gave a talk down in New Orleans at the National Rural Broadband Association, and I was going through my decks and my trainings, and it just hit me that I haven't shared this with anybody outside of that group. And there's some valuable information in here from a marketing standpoint and how we use AI to get better outputs from the copy that we're writing. So here we go. We're just going to jump right into it. This is AI for sales and marketing, how to say it better. All right. I'm excited about this one. So how to say it better, because the right words beat the right tools every time. And I'll share what I mean by that right now. So why does most marketing fall flat? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Do you ever wonder why one ad or one marketing campaign really hits and another completely fails? Are you looking at some of your competitors and just scratching your head on what's going on and you're just struggling? And look, I get that. And when I do audits on people's ads and marketing and messaging, some of the things I find are a little bit shocking to me, because marketing is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be creative. But I notice that a lot of people just play it safe. They just play it safe. Or they're too vague. They're speaking to too large of an audience. Or it's just written to avoid mistakes or not offend anybody. Or, we don't want to be divisive or polarizing in any way, shape, or form. And you're not invoking any emotion. And if you're being safe, vague, and not invoking emotion, well, then you're not making a connection. That's a problem. Now, typically, I find these four kind of seeds, these four reasons why this happens in a company or within a team. The first one is you're writing your copy or creating your campaigns for approval of, maybe it's a boss or a committee or a board or an owner, or whatever that is. But these people are not marketing professionals. Now, maybe you don't have a choice in the matter, and I've been in that situation quite a few times in my career, and I get it. But what you need to do is just keep pushing, just keep being creative, let your voice be heard, and either eventually you're going to break through and you're going to show them that you know what you're talking about, or you need to go find another job. Number two, just packing your ads and your copy and your social media with buzzwords. Buzzwords are just empty. They're empty calories. It's just like eating a big bowl of ice cream, empty calories when you're trying to lose weight. You don't want to do that. Now, there's times when you use buzzwords, and of course, you want to have some fun with this stuff. But when you're using AI, especially, like AI loves all these buzzwords. They're, unlock this and revolution that and game changer and all that. The problem is when you're using all these buzzwords all the time, they just lose their effect. They lose their meaning. And now when everybody's using them, they really don't have a lot of meaning to them. So get more creative. And I'm going to show you today how to do that. So if you're struggling with that, look, I've got solutions to all these problems for you today. Now, number three, this is a big one. That's why I highlighted it. You are focused on what you want to say instead of what that prospect or your audience needs to hear. Write that down. Write that down. Let me say it again. You're focused on what you want to say, and you're not focused on what your audience or prospect needs to hear. Yeah, that's a big one, because we have so much to say. This is kind of an emotional intelligence thing, a self-awareness thing. Too, right? We're speaking at people, not with them, or we're just throwing up all of our specs and things on a product at somebody, and we're not really addressing the problem that we solve for them or why they should really buy our product. Just because something's bigger, faster, smaller, better, lighter, this, that, the other, that's not enough. How is this product going to make me feel? What problem does it solve? Those are the things. What's the story behind what you're trying to sell me? These are all a lot more important than just some specs. And number 4, your stuff looks like everyone else's. So nobody remembers it. Nobody remembers it. If your ad could be copy and pasted into a competitor's, well, then it's not your story. So let's fix that, and let's fix that today. AI cannot fix bad marketing, but that's why you're here. So let me rephrase that for you a little bit. AI can't fix bad marketing unless you know what to ask. Unless you know what to ask. Because if you're not getting the output that you want, understand AI is not the problem. Poor prompting skills is the problem. Or maybe you just don't fully understand what you can get out of these LLMs because nobody's shown you. I understand it's overwhelming. It's complicated. There's a lot of things going on here. So when you sit down next time in front of ChatGPT or whatever LLM you're using, just understand this. AI does not know your audience until you tell it. AI doesn't know your offer until you clarify it. And AI doesn't know your voice until you teach it, until you train it. It's like anything else. If you put garbage in, it's just going to give you garbage out. So if you're a terrible marketing professional, if you're lazy, it's just going to amplify that stuff, right? But if you take time to ask better questions, to understand the key outcomes that you want, to bring wisdom to the table, maybe it's your experience, maybe it's a book you read. It doesn't matter what stage of the game you are. If you're brand new or a veteran, there's plenty of things out there that you can learn from and take from and mentor from. Bring that to the table, and you're going to create some great marketing. Now, one thing I want you to do is think about formulas, frameworks, as you go deeper into prompting. Now, what this does, it helps you just organize your thoughts or what you're trying to accomplish. And there's things called meta prompts and large frameworks. Like I have Prompt IQ, and you can just write pages of really cool long prompts. But we all need to start somewhere. And I have found the FIT formula to be one of the best places to start because it really does cover almost everything that a marketer needs. Now, here's what the FIT formula is. Each letter, of course, has a meaning. So F is format. Format. What do you need? Are you writing an ad, a LinkedIn article, a newsletter, an email? What is that? So what is the format that you're writing? Number 2 is I, intent. What is the intent? So what's the goal? Are you trying to announce something, invite people to an event? Are you selling something, creating awareness? What is your intent behind what you're doing? And then number 3 is tone. And this is my complete favorite. And we're going to talk a lot about tone today, is how should it feel? How should it feel? Is the voice that of a coach, a neighbor, a copywriter, a grandma, an influencer? So many different things. Because understand, a tone isn't a label. It's what people hear. It's what makes them feel. It's what invokes an emotion. So tone is just so crucial to all of this. So here's an example using the FIT formula of a prompt. And of course, this is for broadband internet, but it applies. Just put your business, your products, any of that inside of this formula. So in this case, the example is write a Facebook post announcing our new faster internet package in Decatur County. Make it sound personal, like the local radio DJ who knows everyone by name. So you can break that down, right? So FIT, what is the format? It's writing a Facebook post. What is the intent? Well, they're announcing their newer, faster internet package. And then what's the tone? Personal, like a DJ who knows everybody by name. So you get that full formula in there and you don't leave anything out. Remember that show on TV called Extreme Home Makeover? Well, we're going to do a extreme message makeover right now. So check this out. Here is an ad that I found. I believe this was a Facebook post for this company. Now, what I need from you, if you're watching this right now, is in the comment section, let me know how this makes you feel. How does it make you feel when you see it? What emotion does this invoke for you? Now, if you're struggling reading the text at the bottom, I'll read it to you. It says, "We are proud to join TVA representatives on Monday at Manatee Attendance Center to present a $5,000 STEM grant check. It is great to take part with investing in the learning experience of students in our local schools and communities. Congratulations, Manatee Attendance Center." So yeah, please in the comments, let me know like what that does for you, if anything at all. Okay, so my takeaway from this is we are marketers, we're not journalists. Okay, so don't just announce something just for the sake of announcing it, because what they did was amazing. Like, this is great for the community. But instead of just saying, hey, we did this, right? And most posts say this, we gave a $5,000 grant to the high school. Instead, think about something like, here's what that $5,000 made possible. Because the story shifts. It goes from just reporting a fact to sharing something of meaning. It goes from we did this to how this helps. Because people remember the story, they don't remember the announcement. So let's use our FIT formula here to make this better. So you see the original, and I already read that to you. So in this case, I would just ask myself, what does the $5,000 actually do? Who is it helping? And what changes because of it? And let's fit that into our FIT formula. So format, write a Facebook post or LinkedIn post about a $5,000 STEM grant given to this Manatee High School or these students. The intent is to focus on what this grant makes possible for the students. Now, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm just going to assume more experiments, more robotics, just more learning opportunities. And then what's the tone? Make it feel personal, local, hopeful, like a proud community member sharing good news at the Friday night football game. Right? Because remember that this is, again, rural broadband that I gave this talk to. So this is small town America right here. And here's the improved post. Big news for Manatee High School. This week, a $5,000 STEM grant was awarded to support hands-on science and technology projects right here in our community. That's not just money. That's more experiments, more robotics kits, more students discovering that they might be future engineers, designers, or problem solvers. At Tom Bigby Fiber, we believe the next big idea could be growing in one of these classrooms, and we're proud to play a small part in helping make that happen. Thank you to Manatee High School for inspiring the next generation. We can't wait to see what those students build next. Now, how did that one make you feel? And it also opens the door, that last sentence, we can't wait to see what they build next, to do a follow-up piece of content on this. So now you can go back to that school or this center and see what that money's doing, see how it's helping those kids, and multiple stories can come from this. But can we make it even better? I don't know. That was pretty good. But I do want to give you this. This is a 10x tip right here. And I won't go too long on this because it is a webinar and I want to respect your time. But one thing I do like to do is create scoring systems for my projects. So I'll find things that I want to compare my work to and then ask the LLM to score it from a scale of 1 to 100 or 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 or whatever that is for that particular project. Now, this one here is very simple, but this is one you can use anytime, anywhere, and it will create a lot of value for you. And I call this the 3 C's of a great post. But this can be for a post, an ad, a script, for a podcast, a video, any of those things. Because this is so important across the board for all of your marketing. And then what I do is I basically copy and paste this right here with a prompt into ChatGPT, and I say, score this piece of content based on the 3 C's of a great post. So number one is clarity. I want to be scored 0 to 100 based on clarity. How clear is the message? Does it say what it means, simply and directly? We all throw word salads out quite often. Can we thin it out? Can we make it less is more? Less is more. Or does it sound like corporate mush? That's the other thing too, right? We want the corporate speak. It's lame. It's boring. No, most people don't want to hear that in their ads. It's not sparking some form of emotion. Because of number two, right? Score this from 0 to 100. Connection. Does this copy feel human and personal? Or does it feel AI generated? Right? Can your audience see themselves in the story that you're telling? Or, like we saw in the previous, example, are you just reporting facts? You just journalist. Are you just being a journalist? And then number three, score this from 0 to 100, right? Then we're going to weight all three of these. Why should anyone care? It's all about caring. Why should anyone care? Does it show what's at stake? What's possible? What you're changing for me? Or is it just we did a thing? Did we just do something and we're maybe humble bragging about it, or we're just sharing? So this is a great way to get in there, create scoring, and improve everything that you're doing. One more exercise for us here. Stop guessing, start knowing. So take a look at this post for me and do me a favor. In the comment section, write down, who is this post written for? Now, when I look at it, I see a great photo. It's we are open. Everything's easier with a local business. There's a cat. People love cats. I love cats. And the copy is okay too. There are many reasons to buy local whenever possible. Yeah, okay, I'm in. For example, you're supporting a local employer and helping to boost the local economy. Okay, well, that sounds pretty good. You're also making things easier on yourself. It's easier to talk to a human being, easier to get responsive customer service, and easier to enjoy the shopping experience. So it sounds good on the surface, but let's dig a little bit deeper here. Who is this post written for? Is it written for the business owner? Is it written for a person that's at this store? Is it a farmer having coffee? Is this a coffee shop? Is it a family adopting a cat? A high school kid buying ice cream? Well, the answer here is it's unclear. I don't know who this piece of content is for. And understand that this isn't really about the abstract concept of buy local. Think of it more as this relationship, respect, a partnership, peer to peer, neighbor to neighbor, business to business. Don't be preachy or corporate. Just be real, be authentic. That's what people will be attracted to. So the better question here, who are you really talking to? The early riser grabbing coffee before work? The retired couple who sit at the same table every week? The high school kid behind the counter saving up for college? If you can't picture the person, your audience is too vague. Now, one thing I love to do is create avatars. And now with ChatGPT, I can create a real photo of a person, give it a name, completely look at the target demographic, and now I can write copy to Jeff or Lucy or whatever I name that person. So just understand, if you can't picture that person across the table you're talking to with whatever copy you're writing, it's way too vague. So how can we better define this person that we're speaking to? Well, let's go to ChatGPT, because here's a very easy way to do it. Help me understand the regulars at a small town coffee shop. Just ask ChatGPT, who are these people? Who are they? What do they care about? What frustrates them? What makes them smile? What kind of message would make them stop scrolling and feel like, hey, That's me. Okay, let's go in here and just test this and see how this works. So there's our prompt that we're putting in. Now, this isn't going to be perfect by any means, but it's giving you a place to start. It's giving you a place to start because if there's one thing I don't like, it's a blank sheet of paper. So here it is. It's answering, who are they? The early riser, retired but busy, reads the paper cover to cover. So they're definitely retired if they're reading the paper. Wears a cap from the place he once visited, greets everyone by name. So his vibe as a local historian meets unofficial mayor. The work from homer, laptops open, earbuds in, oat milk latte half drank, escaped the city but still runs projects for companies in Chicago or Indy. In this case, the small business owner, the young mom, the pastor, the college kid. So you get the gist here. We are creating an avatar on who this person is. Now, what do they care about? I mean, what do most humans care about, right? Being seen, being noticed, being waved to, stability that still feels personal, time with people they trust. So very human elements. What frustrates them? Being ignored or talked down to, trends that don't translate locally, all those things. What makes them smile? Hearing their name called, out with warmth. So you get the gist here. It just keeps going and going. What kind of message would stop them mid-scroll? You don't need a big team or fancy tech. You need a clear plan that works right here in this town with your people. So what I'm trying to show here is this isn't rocket science. This isn't going to solve all of your problems, but it's going to give you a creative place to start and to get to work. Okay, our time has come to an end here. I know I'm running over a couple of minutes. I like these to be 20 minutes, but hopefully you found value here. If so, make sure to connect with me if you need a workshop for your team. If you need help with marketing strategy, that's what I'm here for. Well, that's it in the podcast. It's just my webinar. So I guess if you have any questions, throw them in the comment section and I will do my best to answer everybody. Thank you for attending and make sure, go visit launchready.ai. The new website's up and I'm open for business. Let's go.
What if everything we thought about the future was already outdated? AI isn't coming. It's here. Writing code, passing bar exams, outperforming top talent, and there's no manual. This isn't about robots. It's about what happens next. For leaders, creators, founders, teachers, anyone who refuses to get left behind. The AI for Everyone podcast, hosted by Harrison Painter. Listen once. You'll never see the world the same way again.